ask you how much you take from last year's Nebraska game toward this opener, if anything at all?
Really, I mean, you just take, kind of the scheme a little bit, seeing what they're doing. But, from a game perspective, it's a whole new game. You have to go out and execute another time. So, I mean, you take it with a grain of salt.
Is there anything subconsciously about having success against that team and that jersey and before that you can take from Saturday?
I mean, again, it's a whole new ball game. You still got to go out and execute. It's going to be a whole different team. They got a whole different mindset this year. So, again, what you've done in the past, you just got to take it with a grain of salt.
What does this year mean to you, this final year of eligibility and the chance here?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot. I want it to be the best year I've had yet. I want to go out with a good feeling. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to help the team win. And then on Saturdays, just let it loose and execute.
If we would have told you coming out of high school, with 2 schools, 5 coordinators, a COVID
almost
pandemic,
3 degrees.
Almost 3 degrees. What would you have told us back then?
Oh man, that would have been, I wouldn't have believed it, that's for sure. But no, it's been a crazy ride. But where I've ended up, I feel super blessed to be here. I always feel everything happens for a reason. So at the end of the day, I'm just excited, to have this last year and, go have fun with the boys.
You've done this 5 other times in your career, these first games. Is it a different feeling now?
Yeah.
Are there still jitters? Do you still get that old feeling? What's it like?
Yeah, you always have jitters, going into the games. I wouldn't really say jitters, but it's more of like, just kind of like butterflies, kind of like nerves a little bit. But that's always going to get you. Like if you have any feelings at all, you're going to have that. But it's good to have a little bit of experience in that section. But again, you still gotta, get the feel for it again. That game day feeling, having all the fans there finally. So, excited for it.
What does practice feel like for you guys? Just it being a game week and finally getting maybe out of that training camp mood.
In a sense, it still kind of feels like training camp. But we practice hard. We practice physical. We got to stay mentally locked in throughout the week, have good preparation. But I feel like we're heading in the right direction, and I'm feeling really good right now.
Talk about your receiver group and what you've seen from those guys during camp.
Those guys work really hard. They're out there running around the whole practice. It's 90 degrees out. I'm just super proud of those guys. Every single one of them. Donnie, Isaiah, Casey. Just all those guys in the receiver group. I look up to them because they work their butts off, and they're getting better each and every day.
I think it's a good transition for Isaiah. Are you impressed with what you've seen?
Yeah, Isaiah's a great player. He's a natural athlete. And going from quarterback to receiver, he's made the transition pretty smooth. But he's just a really good player. He's always coachable, ready to listen. But I'm really excited for him this year. I think it's going to be a good thing for him.
Coach Peterson mentioned yesterday about him sitting down with you and telling you he wanted to do the best year of your career.
Yeah.
And what do you remember about that conversation and what's it been like building towards this final year?
Yeah, you always want your last year to be your best year. And I wouldn't want it any other way. But for me, he kind of told me, like, approach it like you're a pro. You got to be in the building a lot. You got to take this really, really seriously. You got to prepare like you've never prepared before. And he just kind of pushed me to that level. And Coach Peterson's a guy that I look up to, not just as a coach but as a mentor. He's done a great job of pushing me and being in that role for a mentor for me.
What goes into as silly as this might sound, Brandon, what goes into your routine on Saturdays before you kick it off?
Like specifically Saturday? Or?
Yeah, is there anything you specifically have to do or anything before a game that?
Personally, no, I'm not superstitious, not even a little stitious. I don't really have anything that I really do on game day that's, kind of just like gets me locked in. For me, it's just, having like a mental checklist, maybe looking at the script, what we got for just making sure I'm good on everything. But, personally, no, I don't really have anything.
Brandon, you said Coach kind of challenged you to, prepare like a pro. Your work with Kurt Warner that you did the last couple summers, has that kind of tied into that as well? Just kind of approaching the game in your practice differently.
Yeah, I mean it's always good to hear from guys who've done it at the highest level. Peyton actually got to meet him a month and a half ago, whatever, how long ago it was, but no, he talked about the same thing. Preparation is, it's gold. There was times last year where, I really felt that kind of kick in, where my preparation was at a high level and I felt like I was ready to go. That kind of gets rid of some of the nerves a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's at the quarterback position, you need to, you have to have great preparation. You got to know what everyone's doing, what's going on, situational awareness. So,
What was that like to meet him? I know there's a reason you wear that number.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Oh man, it was awesome. I mean, he's a super cool dude. He really immersed himself with all the quarterbacks there. Just someone I look up to ever since I was, could throw a football or hold a football. But it was just super cool to have that experience and just to see what it's like, to see like the type of guy he was, type of character he had too.
Are you the kind of guy who fanboys when you see him? You try to play it cool?
No, I didn't try to go up to him too much and bother him, but no, it was cool. He actually approached me first. We had a conversation. I had the indie connection a little bit, so no, it was really cool.
What do you want to show this year, Brandon? I'm sure you're not going to list out your goals, but what's important for you to prove or to put out there on tape?
My biggest thing is, how can I help the team? How can I, help us get to a fast start in every single game? For me, it's really just protect the ball and make good decisions. For me, there's no really personal goals. I just want to win football games.
We've heard the conversations with you and Tony, whether it's in the film room or in a meeting room, are kind of centered around, Brandon, do you like this? Brandon, what do you like to run? What do you want to run? Is that more or less accurate, the way that the preseason's kind of laid out?
Yeah, I mean, going into any game plan, you want to have that communication between OC and quarterback, because if the quarterback's not feeling on the same level as the OC, it can get a little choppy. The play might not run as smoothly. So, having that connection and that communication is really important between OC and the quarterback.
A couple months into this, does it feel like a fresh start at all with the new coaching staff and a chance to reconnect with some new people?
Yeah, I mean, Coach B, he's done a great job of getting a lot of guys to really buy into what he's preaching. I feel like I can't speak for everybody, but I feel like there's some juice, a little bit of a little more energy than there was in the past about going into this season. So, I'm just excited to see where this thing goes, and we just got to start off strong.
I don't know if you want to share this, but I got to ask. Last year, obviously a lot of people knew about Isaiah coming in.
Yeah.
To have somebody like that who was highly touted behind you, kind of always felt like he was pretty close. Is that a weight? How did you handle that?
My whole career I've always had good quarterbacks around me. They're always pushing me. But Isaiah, he's a type of guy. He came in his freshman year. He was, he kind of struggled a little bit his freshman year, but last year, he worked really hard at it, and he got a lot better in that gap. And once I saw that, I was like, yeah, this kid, I gotta stay on top of my stuff. And you saw it last year. He struggled a little bit. He came in, he did some really good things. But yeah, he's also just a great teammate. We've always had that support between each other. So yeah.
It feels like this coaching staff has gone all. They're obviously QB1. You've gotten a lot of the snap. It feels like you've got a lot of their trust. Does that feel good? I don't want to say different. Does it feel good just to know where you stand with them?
Yeah, no, it definitely feels good. To have those support, and I feel like Coach B and Coach Peterson really believe in me. What I bring to the table in this offense. Speaking up a little bit, coming out of my shell. But it feels great. But you still got to go out there. You still got to perform, because the guys right behind you, Matt, Art, Ryan, they're all playing good football as well. So I still got to go out there and perform well.